Michele Cummins and the Cummins Real Estate Group show. Good morning, Michele.
Good morning, Curtis Poe.
Oh, you have had some coffee today, no doubt.
Only 3 cups.
3 cups by 8 a.m. That is impressive.
Yeah, I tend to impress myself sometimes with that too, but it's nothing to write home about. No awards are being given for the most coffee drank before 8 a.m.
No, this is true. No, possibly heart palpitations, but no awards.
Well, this weekend is Mother's Day weekend.
It is.
And anything special that you do for Kelly and the kids?
Well, she's not my mom.
Well, no, but I know you give her breakfast in bed. You bring her coffee in bed.
Well, this
right?
is true. I do that for her just about every Sunday. And part of it's actually kind of ridiculous because even the kids are like, what is wrong with you, Mom? I will bring her breakfast in bed. And then she'll look at me and she goes, I can't eat breakfast in bed. Take it to the table. I'll be right there. So I go through the process, and it's like this little thing we do, yet I'm just going to have to take it to the table for her anyway.
Aww, it's the romanticness of it all, though.
But we go through the process just about every weekend, yeah.
That is sweet, and she deserves it every day.
Well, she puts up with me, so that alone is, enough to deserve it.
I wasn't going to say anything, but you said it.
You know.
So I'm actually just working this weekend. Got some open houses. There's showings and stuff just happened to happen anyways on Mother's Day. But I love it when I'm able to get a buyer or a seller an accepted offer on a special day like Mother's Day. I just love that. That
is very cool. I mean, honestly, like, and we've bought a few houses now over the years, and actually that whole process of bidding on the house, making an offer, and then getting either the counter offers or that moment of it's accepted. I mean, there's definitely adrenaline rush for that as the buyer, and I'm sure as an agent you must get at least some of that too.
Oh yes, it's so exciting. I love it. Because it's such a special moment in all of our lives, buying and selling and moving and a huge transition in our lives. And yes.
Absolutely.
And this first segment is our stats segment of the month because they just came out and was released May 3rd, so a few days ago. And then on our second segment, we have a special guest. It's Ken Oldale, friend of mine and inspector extraordinaire. And he's helped me with a couple of my recent purchases as well as clients and pre-inspections. And oh my gosh, so he's going to give us some insight about inspections on our second segment.
Very cool.
Yeah, and so the headline for the Fraser Valley real estate statistics is that the Fraser Valley sales dipped below 10-year average for first time in nearly 2 years. And property sales in the Fraser Valley decreased by over 35% in April compared to the previous month. And while the figure is still the 6th highest April on record for the past 10 years anyways, it marks the first time monthly sales have fallen below the 10-year average since June of 2020. In April, the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board processed 1,637 sales on its MLS system, and that's a decrease of 45.7% compared to April of last year and a 36.6% decrease compared to March. This is a statement from Sandra Benz, our new real estate president at the board. We would typically see a flurry of activity around this time of year, she says, and however, that's not been the case so far. While it's still too early to say whether this trend will endure, the slowing of sales combined with an increase in active listings is helping to restore a semblance of balance to the market, which is encouraging for home buyers. Last month, the board received new listings, and it was a decrease of 27.8% compared to April of last year and a decrease of 20.9% compared to March of 2022. So the total month-end active inventory in April was 14.6% higher than in March, which means listings are staying on longer, taking longer to sell. Prices have come down for certain areas of the Fraser Valley. Other municipalities of the Fraser Valley, they've actually gone up a little bit. So with that in mind, Now, across the Fraser Valley, I'm going to mention how many days on market it's taking to sell a detached home, which is 16. Townhouse is 13 days, and an apartment is taking on average 13 days to sell. And the single-family detached home for over all the Fraser Valley for the benchmark price currently is $1,731,000. That's an increase of 0.2% compared to March, and an increase of 33.8% still from last year. So still overall doing better than last year, but just month over month. Now that's overall, I said, 0.2% increase, but for certain areas like Abbotsford and Mission, it's actually gone down. Townhouses, though, overall, $902,500 for benchmark price. That's an increase of 1.8% compared to March of 2022, and an increase of 38.3% compared to April of 2021. Apartments are at $649,500, and that's an increase of 1% compared to March of 2022, and an increase of 35.6% compared to April of 2021. So now going into municipality by municipality. Abbotsford, we're going to start there. Detached homes, the benchmark price currently is $1,511,200, and that's still an increase of 35.3% from last year, but it has gone down second month in a row, this time by 0.7%. However, the strata is doing pretty good overall throughout the Fraser Valley. For townhouses in Abbotsford, the benchmark price for that is $763,300, an increase from last month at 4.3%, and the increase of last year overall of 41.2%. Apartments in Abbotsford, $527,100. That's an increase of 45.3% from last year, and an increase of 0.7% from the month before. Now, Mission detached benchmark prices are at $1,252,500. That went down 2.5% from last month, so second month in a row it's gone down, and that's an increase, though, overall still from last year of 38.7%. And I want to note right now that Abbotsford and detached, the average prices from last month, it's actually gone down 10.8%. I speak of benchmark price, which is 0.7%, but you can see the average has actually gone down a lot more. And in Mission, it's actually gone down, average prices 5.1%, where the benchmark price was minus 2.5%. So moving on to townhouses. So Strata and Mission, they are at $759,600. That's an increase month over month of 9.7%, which is pretty good. And overall, year over year, 42.6%. Apartments in Mission are at $533,500. That's an increase overall for the year of 36%. And month over month, it's gone up 6.4%. And White Rock, so South Surrey included there, benchmark prices for detached homes have gone up 27.5% from last year, and month over month up 1.4%, and they're at $2,147,000. Townhouses in White Rock, South Surrey are at $1,058,400. That's an increase year over year of 33.6%, and an a decrease month over month of 0.3%. Apartments in White Rock, South Surrey are at $713,300, an increase of 28.8% from last year, an increase month over month of 1.5%. Langley benchmark detached prices at $1,785,000. That's an increase of 32.7% from last year, and an increase of 0.9% from the month before. And townhouses are at $914,200, an increase from last year of 38.2%, and an increase of 4.2% from the month before. And apartments at $599,600, an increase of 34.1% from last year, and nothing happened month over month, just zero. And Delta North, the detached benchmark price is at $1,584,100 at 31.2% increase from last year, but minus 0.1% from the month before. And townhouses, $903,000. That's an increase of 37.8% from last year, and an increase of 0.1% from the month before. And apartments at $544,000, increase of 34.6% from last year, and an increase of 1.3% from the month before. And last but not least, City of Surrey, overall combined benchmark prices for detached at $1,868,400, an increase of 33.8% from last year, and an increase of 0.9% from the month before. Townhouses at $938,000, an increase from last year of 37.7%, and an increase from the month before of 0.3%, and apartments at $587,500, an increase of 34% from last year, and an increase of 1.3% from the month before. And that is our real estate stats for the Fraser Valley, beautiful British Columbia.
All right, Michele, take a breath. Have a sip of water. Man, you rattled those off. I mean, I felt like I was at an auction sometimes.
I'm getting practice for the auction I'm having at this fabulous new listing, which is coming up. It'll be about 4 weeks from now. And it's this amazing, gorgeous heritage home that's completely renovated with amazing views and private yard, a triple detached garage with a carriage house on top. It's just so fabulous, and no money has been spared. And this property is so wonderful. Have to go on my website to check out the video and drone video, find out about the cinematography, walk through the floor plan, the auction that we're going to have on it. It's amazing.
Very, very cool. That's going to be a lot of fun, I'm sure, if you get to play auctioneer.
Oh, yeah.
No, I was going to ask you, actually, because I have noticed it seems, as I'm driving around the valley the last week or so, that it seems like inventory is coming up. A lot of houses seem to be going up for sale now.
Yes, more signs are going up. More signs are staying up. Yeah, you're correct. Way more listings than ever before. So buyers have it a little easier now, which is a nice fresh air, right?
Right. All right. Okay, well, people might want to see some of your listings, like you just mentioned. You gave a tease on the one you're doing the auction for, and some other places, plus all the stats you've just listed off. I would imagine there's a one-stop shop where people can go to get all this information.
Always and forever, it's MicheleCummins.ca.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more right after this.
She's somewhere girl. She's somewhere girl.
And we are back. It is segment number 2 of the Cummins Real Estate Group show with Michele Cummins and myself, Curtis Pope. And as Michele mentioned, we have a very special guest, and nobody does a better introduction than the one and only Michele Cummins. So, Michele, I'm going to let you do one of your world-famous introductions.
Well, this is going to be fast and quick because I'm telling you, Ken's online Google reviews that are all 5 stars of 141 Google reviews says it all. Ken Oldale from the Buyer's Choice Home Inspections. I'm telling you, I've known him for years and years and years, and he's helped so many of my clients. He's helped me recently on a couple of my purchases and a couple of my recent new listings doing pre-inspections. And Ken knows his stuff. He's got his way more than 10,000 hours in, and he really knows how to explain things to you. I mean, he doesn't make things feel like, oh, my gosh, the sky is falling. Like, he gives it to you exactly how it is, and he has solutions for certain things, and he has his professional opinion, and he really wants you to know what it is you're buying or selling, and then you can make your best decision after that. And I have to tell you, his follow-up system, oh, my goodness. First of all, as a realtor, I was going to make this a quick introduction, but I have to say, his follow-up and his intro and his setup for his inspections go so smoothly. He makes sure the selling agent knows, the buyer's agent knows, everybody's prepared, they know what to do. And then afterwards, it's so seamless how he does everything. If there's no question about anything. And then his service providers afterwards that he actually gives, and they actually call you at clients that hires him, they call you to follow up and, talk about certain things you may need for the home. So it's amazing experience. The best I've ever had, I must say, with an inspector. So Ken, thank you so much for coming on our show.
Good morning, Michele and Curtis. Thanks for having me. Thank you for the great introduction.
I don't want to take up too much of your time because we only have like 10 minutes or so. So sorry I talked so much, but I really did want the listeners to know how much I respect you and what you do and what you've done for me and my clients. So thank you.
No problem. I appreciate that. Thank you.
So because recently I've had a couple listings do pre-inspections. A lot of people may not know what that is, and that isn't an option or a good thing to do as a seller. Can you explain pre-inspections, what they are and why they're good?
Sure, absolutely. Yes, a pre-inspection is basically essentially the same inspection we do for buyers, but performed for the sellers. They're becoming more popular, as the market changes or whatnot. A lot of sellers are not sure why they would want to do them, right? They ask, why would I want to get the home inspection done? I prefer not to have one at all. But in a lot of cases, they're going to happen anyway, so why not control the process? In lots of cases, it installs the confidence in the buyer. Confidence in the buyer can often translate to a higher offer and a quicker sale. There's always, could lead to less subjects in the offer, which also translates to a quicker sale. Eliminates or minimizes last-minute negotiations to ask for price reductions. It can give the seller a chance to fix any items found during the inspection that they deem important, if they desire to change them or upgrade them. And they can price the home accordingly as well, get the best price for their home. And one of the most important things is you can book the inspection when it's convenient for you, and the report is yours to use it as you wish. So a lot of sellers, they just use the report and keep it to themselves for their own knowledge. Like I said, fixing anything that needs to be fixed. A lot of sellers, when they get them done, they use them to promote the home too, and use it to help sell the home and work with the realtor to get that done. We don't share the report, though. That's important to know. We only give it to our client, the seller, and the rest is up to them.
It's so true that it gives confidence to the buyer and confidence to the seller in two different ways, which helps get the best offer on the property. So confidence is key, disclosure is key, and knowing everything up front is key. And it's the expectations. So you want to just make sure everything's up front if you can, especially in the market we're going into, which is shifting. And so I think it's really important as we move into a more balanced market, even though it's still technically a seller's market. And as far as inspections, Ken, what are some of the things that you've noticed in all your inspections you've done? Some of the key things that you find come up quite often that really saves the buyer from maybe going into a purchase they shouldn't, or be able to have that opportunity if the seller had no clue and no idea about something major, to be able to maybe renegotiate the price on it if they still want to move forward.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if there's a more common issue that would deter buyers, but some of the most common issues you run into are minor, usually minor electrical problems that they can be fixed quite easily, but they do they could be a potential safety issue if left unaddressed. Things like loose outlets or outlets that are wired incorrectly, inoperative outlets, lack of ground fault outlets, exposed wiring, that type of thing. All those things can be fixed relatively easy, but they can be safety issues if they're not. Often run into a lot of, or one of the more often things is plumbing leaks, usually mine or two under the sink and stuff like that, which can also be, fixed quite easily, but, if left unattended or not know about, could cause damage, right? Often run into roofing material damage, missing shingles here and there, especially as they come out of the fall into the winter or winter into spring. Often find those. And moisture issues are quite common, too, to find. I would say, I guess they're common, but they're uncommon at the same time, right? It's kind of tricky there.
Do you think that has anything to do with our climate here, that it rains a lot, or the quality of build, or do you find that's related to any of that, or is it more dishwashers or washer dryers, or what is it?
Yeah, I would say, a lot of it's to do with, sometimes lack of maintenance in the home and the weather that we have, especially the way the weather has changed over the last few years. We get quite the winds coming through places now that we're not used to, and all these things that can affect your roof material and stuff like that, right? And electrical outlets and plumbing leaks, those are just things that happen in every house that, it's good to have somebody check over once in a while, right, to identify them and get them fixed.
And we've had a lot of serious weather through the Fraser Valley over the last few months, especially last fall, obviously. So when you go into a house, you're going to see if there's been some signs of any flooding in the basements and things like that, right?
Absolutely. That's definitely increased this year, and awareness of it as well.
Can you offer what I haven't seen in the past either, and I want to mention is warranty. You have or insurance on is it appliances or what is it again? And it's a certain day after the inspection's done that you warranty, or Buyer's Choice Home Inspect Company warrants things. Can you explain that?
Yeah, we work with a company. It's like a third-party service provider that we pay as part of the inspection for our clients, and it gives them a limited 90-day warranty on the property after the inspection. It covers appliances less than 10 years old, including your water heater and your furnace. Some of the things that are all non-existing at the time of the inspection, so perhaps plumbing leaks or roof leaks that arise, all those type of things, right? And you can work with a third-party service provider if any of those things arise to get them fixed, and they'll help you out, right? Which is kind of unique to us. I don't know a lot of other companies that do that. That same company provides a recall check service as well. So after the inspection, you'll receive another report letting you know if there's any potential recalls on any of the appliances.
Yeah, I remember getting that as well on both the ones you did for me personally. So, and 19 years in the business, and I don't know of any other inspectors I've ever had that where they have that coverage. So kudos to you. And again, of those people, service providers that call to say, hey, you have this in your new home, wondering if you have this covered already or like help with that, or, that's amazing. So Ken, thank you so much. We're short on time, and I just want to make sure the listeners get your contact information. Can you share that?
Sure. It's my phone number. It's Ken Oldale at Buyer's Choice Home Inspections in Chilliwack, Upper Fraser Valley. Phone number is 604-703-9876. And you can email me at ken.oldale, O-L-D-A-L-E, at abuyerschoice.com.
Excellent. Thank you. And is there any last things that you wanted to share before we get into the new listings and open houses I have?
I think it's just to say that I think it's important that your home inspector, whoever you hire, provides you peace of mind. Right? So that's the number one thing.
So true. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Okay, so brand new listing that came up, and this is one that Ken actually did a pre-inspection on. It's off Lougheed Highway. It's a Christmas tree farm. It has 36 years of goodwill. It's an amazing Christmas tree farm. It's got 2 residences on it and a detached huge workshop. Exposure is wonderful. It would make a great nursery. That just went on sale. 5 acres it is. And that's at $2,399,000. And then there's a brand new listing. Oh, that's Mission, by the way. And then there's a brand new listing. It's a cute rancher house with a single garage in Tapadera Estates, which is in Harrison Mills. And it's number 57. And it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, cute as a button place. It's got really private yard, and you can have access right there. It's an indoor pool. There's the hot tub. There's access for your kayak or whatnot on Harrison River. If you know the community, the gated community of Tapadera Estates, you know it's a great location. The price is only $750,000 for that, and that's just over 1,000 square foot home, again, with a single garage and lots of parking in front for your RV or boat. And then there's a brand new listing in Mission, just went on the market 2 days ago, off Hafner Terrace, which is a cul-de-sac. It's got private yard. It's got a suite in it. It's 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, built in 1992. It's almost 3,000 square feet of a house, and it's priced at $1,049,900. And this tenant would like to stay. And then another new listing, and this one's in Little Mountain of Chilliwack, and it's adjacent to the golf course. So that's Meadowlands, and it's got vast views of the golf course. It's sitting just a little bit higher, and so you get to see the magnificent views, the trees, the moonlight, the sunset, the rainbows. It's just amazing. The sun rises with your cup of coffee in the morning, and you could make a bridge to go out and actually just take your golf cart from your house to the golf course if you want. And that one is 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and over 16,000 square foot lot. The yard actually is very private. It's over 3,000 square foot house, and it's priced at $1,848,000. And then, well, we got 5 new listings this week. So sorry, those are the last of the 5. It's unit 33, and it's Langley City townhouse. 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. It's an end unit, and it's co-listed with Christine Allen from my office. It's over 1,800 square feet of space, and it was built in 2014. It still has a couple years left on its overall warranty, and it's so nice. I had a walk through it the other day, and it's really well kept. It's $949,000, and again, that's an end unit, so you got extra windows. It's really nice. Okay, and the open house, that townhouse has an open house today and tomorrow between 2 and 4 p.m. The other open houses I have, go onto my website or my Facebook business page, social media to find out all of them, but we have quite a few this weekend. We have one on Miller, which has a suite, and it's in Mission, and it's 2 days from 11:30 to 1:30. Then we have an open house at a property off Starling from 12 to 2 today, and that's in Mission as well. And then another Mission one today and tomorrow at 7532 Robin between 2:30 and 4:30. And lastly, an open house on my Diamond Avenue property, a 10,000 square foot lot, a house with a suite, and it's from 12 to 2, and that's tomorrow from 12 to 2. Again, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us this morning. Thank you, Ken, again, and thank you, Curtis.
Absolutely not a problem. If people want more information about these properties and the services you provide, and of course stats, where do they got to go?
MichelleCummins.ca.
And join us again next week when we will talk real estate in order to unlock your real estate potential on a show where real estate is maximized. Thanks for listening.